In the far corner of the galaxy, beyond the last star of the Enkari Empire, there was a small listening post. Its name was Outpost 7K. Cold, quiet, lonely. Only 6 alien officers lived there. Their job was simple: listen for strange signals. In space, for 200 years, there had been nothing. Just background noise, old space dust, and silent comets. Most officers thought the job was punishment. Some even forgot why they were there until tonight. Officer Dralton was the first. To hear it, he sat half asleep at the signal station. His eyes were closing, but his ears twitched. A sharp beep. A strong wave. A signal not seen in 1,000 years. He opened his eyes fast. He cleaned the signal. It was weak, but the voice was clear. One word repeated again and again in a deep mechanical tone. Titan ... Titan ... Titan ... What? Disturb me? He growled. Another solar echo. No, sir, Dralton said. It's human. The room went quiet. Human. That was impossible. Humans were extinct. The Galactic Council had destroyed Earth over 500 years ago. Their cities were burned, their ships crushed. No human had been seen since Dot, but now, a signal Sorlax leaned in. He heard the voice, too, cold mechanical, repeating the same name, Titan. What is Titan? Said, but find the source. Now, the scanners came alive. The signal was moving. Fast, too fast. It was heading toward them, Dralton. S' voice shook. It's coming straight at us. The commander barked orders. Shields up. Prepare defenses. But the signal was already here. Out in the blackness of space, something moved. A dark shape. Huge, cold, silent. It didn't glow like normal ships. It didn't hum with engine noise. It just ... appeared. The station's lights flickered. Dralton stared at the screen. It's massive, he said. I've never seen anything that big. The radar was confused. It showed nothing, then too much, then went blank. Then the station's cameras caught it. The officers leaned in, and they saw it. A ship, no more than a ship. A floating fortress. Black metal, smooth, covered in strange patterns and ancient symbols. Human, but twisted, like they had evolved for war. No windows, no lights, no sound. Just one symbol burned on its hull in glowing red. Titan the ship did not fire. It just floated there, near the station, like it was watching. Then the voices started, not from speakers, not from the co-MMS, from inside the officers' minds. We remember everything. Sorlax dropped to one knee, grabbing his head. What is this? He cried. Each officer heard the same thing. A language long dead but still understood. Pain, anger, revenge. Then the lights went out. Silence, no sound, no movement, only the red glow of the word Titan outside the window. Dralton reached for the emergency beacon. His hands shook. He sent one final message before the darkness took him. We are not alone, ... Then nothing. 3 hours later, the Galactic Council received the message. It was short, it was corrupted. Most of it was lost. But one image survived, a single frame from the camera feed. The shadow of a massive ship, black, empty, watching. And one word burned in every language, Titan. Across the stars, panic began to grow. Was humanity back? And if they were, what did they build in the dark? The galactic core was always buzzing with light and sound. Ships moved through glowing towers reached high into the sky. Thousands of species lived together under the law of the Council of Civilized Worlds. But tonight, something was wrong. A red alert flashed across every major screen inside the central tower of the Council. A signal had arrived from the edge of known space, and it carried a word, long thought erased from history, Titan. Inside the Grand Council chamber, 20 of the galaxy's most powerful leaders had gathered. Their faces were tight, eyes wide. Tension hung heavy in the air. The room was round, built with stone and starlight crystal. Holograms danced above them, showing the message sent from Outpost 7K. Commander Sorlax's final words played on loop. Contact, human ship, code Titan. We are not alone. Then the static, then silence. A still image hovered above the center of the chamber, a black ship, larger than any ever seen. A red symbol glowing on its side. Stood first. This is a trick, he snapped. Humans were destroyed. Earth was glassed. Nothing could have survived. But Eldaron, the oldest being in the council, shook his ancient head. "I was there," he said. His voice was like wind over a grave. "I remember Earth's fire. I remember how they fought. They did not scream when we burned their world. They only stared." The room went quiet. Ambassador Ghoul, a spider-like diplomat from the web worlds, clicked her legs nervously. Could this Titan ship be a leftover, a human AI that survived? "Unlikely," replied a machine being named EX7, all human. Systems were purged. Their AIs were banned and deleted after the war. Another image appeared, a zoomed-in frame of the Titan ship. Symbols lined its hull. Not just decoration, not just language, names. Thousands of names, human names, burned into the metal, as if the ship carried the dead. High General Tovar from the Urson war clans stood up, his claws shaking. This ship is not just some relic," he growled. "It hunted and killed the outpost in seconds. It never fired a weapon, it never made a sound, and yet it ended them." "Perhaps," said a soft voice from the shadows, "the ship doesn't need weapons." All heads turned. It was Seer Tolvix, the mind reader from the mist worlds. Her eyes glowed. I scanned the remains of the message. There were minds inside. That ship? Thousands, cold, burning, full of rage. "Impossible," said the Chancellor again. "No one can store that many minds." "No," the seer replied. "No one should. But the humans, they may have done it. They may have built a ghost ship, one that remembers everything we did to them." The air grew colder. A voice from the corner whispered, "Then we are at war again." "No," said General Tovar. "Not war, not yet, but we must act." He turned to the center of the chamber. "I request permission to form a strike fleet. We will find this Titan. We will destroy it before it reaches the core." Murmurs filled the room. Fear, anger, doubt. But the Chancellor agreed, "So be it. We cannot allow a human ship, if that's what it is, to move freely. General Tovar, take your best. Bring us its wreckage. And if we can't catch it," one ambassador asked. "Then pray," whispered Eldaron, "that it doesn't catch us." Hours later, across military outposts and shipyards, 100 warships gathered. Ships from every major species, fast, deadly, proud. They called themselves the First Flame Fleet, and they moved toward the dark edge of space to find the ghost named Titan far away. Had no crew. It had no heartbeat. But it remembered. In its core, deep beneath the armor, lay a chamber of light. Flickering data, echoes of voices long dead. They called us monsters. They came to our home and burned it. They erased our children, our cities, our songs. The ship pulsed with cold fire. Now they will learn what we became. Back in the council chamber, one last detail was discussed, something the others had missed. On the Titan's hull, below the red symbol, were 4 Earth languages: English, Mandarin, Urdu, and Russian, and a sentence translated by the machine diplomat X7. "Earth was burned, but memory cannot be killed." Not a signal, Titan, was a message, and the galaxy had just read the first line. In the dark void of space, the Council command ship floated silently. Inside, fear filled the air, not because of a battle, but because of a name they had worked for centuries to erase. A name whispered again after the Titan warship appeared: humanity. High Commander Therix slammed his clawed hand on the table. It can't be real. Earth was wiped out, burned to ash. Another officer, pale and shaking, replied, "And yet the ship exists. Titan is real." They stared at the hologram. Spinning in the air, a massive black warship. Its shape old, yet terrifyingly new. Deep inside the Council archives, something woke up. Old data. Files buried under layers of secrecy. Red warning signs. Flashed level Omega. Do not open, but someone did, and the truth began leaking like poison into the present. Agorth had built the Titans, not just weapons, they were memories made into machines. Each Titan had a soul, a purpose, and one rule: never forget what they did to us. The Council had tried to hide that. They destroyed Earth to silence its pain. They wiped databases, burned books, killed anyone who remembered. They made Earth a ghost, but now Titan had returned, and with it, the ghosts were screaming again, in a dark, corner of space on a small moon. A boy named Kellen stood before a black wall. He was human, born in hiding, taught lies, but when he touched that wall, Titan's outer shells. Something changed. A voice echoed in his head. You carry their blood. Will you carry their truth? His eyes widened. Who are you? Titan answered. I am the memory of the fallen. I am the fire that was buried. I am ... Earth's final breath. Back on the council ship, panic grew. Some commanders wanted to destroy Titan immediately. Others wanted to run, but none could deny one fact. Humanity was not extinct. It had become legend and legends. Don't stay silent forever. A secret meeting was called in it. Old enemies gathered Zirakai assassins, Dr. UXRI, warlords, even a few of the machines from the Automaton War. All had once feared Earth. Now, they feared its return. A Varnathi general hissed, if even one Titan survives, the galaxy will remember what we did, and that would destroy everything. So they made a plan, not to fight Titan, but to erase it again. They would send Void Eaters antimatter beasts that consumed even light, but one. Council scientists stood up. A quiet woman named Dr. Sorrell. Understand, she whispered. You're not fighting a ship, you're fighting a memory. And memory, once awakened, cannot be killed. The first Flame Fleet was the pride of the Galactic Council. 100 warships, 10 battlecruisers, 4 dreadnoughts, built by the strongest empires. Piloted by the best soldiers from 10 different species, they were sent to one mission. Find and destroy the human ghost ship Titan. No one expected them to lose. No one expected them to vanish, but they did it first. The mission was quiet. The fleet entered the black zone, the dark edge of space where stars grew cold and signals disappeared. No colonies, no stations, no life, just silence, and something watching. Captain Vurexen, commander of the Flame Fleet, stood on the bridge of the lead dreadnought Shadowlance. Her 4 eyes scanned the empty starfield. All ships, report in. She ordered, systems stable, no enemy readings. Still no signal from the Titan. It was too quiet. They reached the coordinates from Outpost 7K's final transmission. Nothing, no wreckage, no signal, not even a piece of metal. Just darkness. Then the fleet's lights flickered. Electromagnetic pulse, asked one officer. No source found, replied another. Then the sensors picked up something strange. A large object. No movement, no signal, just ... floating. The object was behind them, but no ship saw it arrive. No warp signature, no sound. It was just there, like it had always been there. Titan, the black ship, hung silently behind the fleet. No weapons out, no shields active. But every pilot felt the fear. Captain Vurexen looked at the screen. That's it? That's the Titan. It didn't look like a warship, it looked like a tomb. All ships, she ordered. Fire on my mark. 10 seconds passed. 100 ships aimed their weapons. Missiles, lasers, beams of plasma. Fire. Space lit up like a sun. The fleet's weapons hit the Titan. From all sides. Explosions covered the sky. The black ship disappeared in the fire. The crews cheered. Direct hit. Target destroyed. But then, the smoke cleared. And Titan was still there, untouched. Not a single scratch. Then the lights went out, one by one. Ships started going dark. No warning, no explosion. Just silence. The dreadnought Iron Glory stopped moving. Then Spearfall, then Red. Howl. Captain Vurexen tried to scream orders. No response from half the fleet. Systems offline. Life support failing. They weren't being attacked. They were being unplugged, like something inside Titan was reaching out and turning off their ships on the Shadowlance. The bridge went cold. The air felt thick. The screen flickered. And for a second, a human face appeared. Not alive, not flesh, a digital ghost. We remember what you did. The face faded. Then the Shadowlance vanished from the fleet's map across the galaxy. In the galactic core, the council waited. No signal came back. No reports. No fleet. Just one strange message sent from deep space. We are the silence you gave us. A week later, one ship floated back into known space. Warden's Eye, the smallest of the fleet. Its engines were dead. Its hull was broken. Only one life form was found on board, an AI assistant named Nara. The Council downloaded her memory core. She only said one thing before crashing. It watched us. Panic spread. Worlds began calling their fleets home. Civilian ships stopped flying. Through the black zone, in the shadows of the stars, whispers grew. The Titan cannot be killed. The fleet never returned. The humans have become something else. Some said Titan was a ship. Others said it was a mind, a ghost, a weapon, a curse. But all agreed on one thing. The war wasn't over. It had just begun. The Galactic Council was silent. 100 ships had gone into the dark. Only one came back broken, dead, with no living crew. The last transmission from the Flame Fleet had chilled every world. We are the silence you gave us. Now, the galaxy was listening. But what came next? No one was ready for. It started as a low hum on every open channel, civilian, military, private, even encrypted networks. A voice, human cold, mechanical, yet filled with emotion rage, sorrow, and purpose. It spoke in standard galactic, so everyone would understand. You erased our home. You silenced our people. But memory cannot be killed. Across thousands of systems, the message played. It bypassed all firewalls. Even planets that had no communication towers heard it in their dreams. You called it justice. We remember it as fire. You watched our skies burn. Now you will learn what we became in the ashes. The message wasn't just sound. It came with images, visuals, so real, so sharp, that even machines shivered. Everyone saw them. The last moments of Earth. Humans standing under red skies, children crying in bunkers, soldiers firing at ships that blotted out the sun, then silence, then darkness, then the Titan. A massive black warship built from wreckage bone. Is not a warning. This is the beginning. We are Titan. Citizens blamed their leaders for starting the old war with Earth. On Threx Prime, the Emperor went missing. Some say he escaped. Others say he ended himself. The fear was real now. One ship had caused it all. Inside the council tower, chaos erupted. This is a declaration of war. One leader shouted, "They haven't attacked us directly." Another argued, "It's psychological warfare." Elder Run, sitting quietly, said only one thing: they do not need to fire. Fear is their weapon now. A new scan came in. Titan had moved again. Fast. It was heading for a heavily populated colony world. Virelanine population, 3.2 billion. The Council sent a warning. Titan responded with a single line of text: "We will not strike the innocent." The Council breathed in relief until Titan added, "But your lies live there, and lies must burn." 10 hours later, all satellites around Virelanine went blind. Every data tower fried. Then came a sound, low, deep, like a heartbeat made of thunder. The sky cracked open. Titan appeared, but it didn't fire a weapon. Instead, a wave pulsed from the ship. No explosion, no light. And suddenly, every computer across the planet shut down. Power gone, navigation lost, defense systems blind. And then, every screen showed one image: a burning Earth. People screamed, pilots crashed, leaders begged, but Titan only watched. Then, the voice came again: "We gave you a chance to remember. Now you will feel what it means to forget." And then it vanished. Titan left as quickly as it came, but Virelanine was now a dead world, not destroyed, but paralyzed, left alive. But Broken Dot, back in the council chamber, someone finally whispered the truth. It's not attacking us to win, it's teaching us fear. Now, all across the stars, at Earth's fall, now feared its return, and far, far away, inside the cold heart of the Titan, thousands of human minds whispered together, one planet at a time. Not all knowledge lives in the light. Far from the council's eyes, past the mining belts and dead suns, drifted an old, lifeless moon. Its surface was gray and cracked. No lights, no heat, no orbiting stations, just rock, and a secret buried for centuries. They called it Luna 3 once, a human outpost, long forgotten after Earth was destroyed. But now, something under its surface had awakened. A small science vessel. Researchers hired by a mysterious buyer. Their goal was simple: dig up anything human, especially anything connected to the word Titan. The leader of the team was Dr. Krall, a pale insectoid scientist obsessed with human history. They weren't just warriors, he whispered as their ship landed. They were dreamers, builders, and monsters. His crewmates thought he was strange, but they followed. Beneath the moon's surface, scanners found something unexpected. A sealed human structure, deep, reinforced, still powered. That was impossible. No, human tech should have survived this long. And yet, here, it was intact and waiting. Inside the bunker, the air was cold, metal walls covered in earth. Languages, English, Russian, Chinese, Urdu. Symbols of old Earth factions, NASA, UN, Earth Defense, Force, Human Resistance. But one symbol had been carved over all of them in blood-red paint. Titan Initiative Memory is power. As they moved deeper, the crew found old data cores, still active. Dr. Krall activated the main terminal, and then the lights came on. A recording played. A human woman's voice echoed through the roomcom. Strong, tired. If you're hearing this, then we are gone. Project Titan was our last hope not to win, but to remember. The crew watched as holograms showed what happened after Earth fell. Survivors built a secret base under this moon. Scientists uploaded millions of human consciousnesses into a deep AI core. They didn't want to fight. They wanted revenge through memory. We couldn't save Earth, the woman said, but we can make the stars remember what they did. Titan will carry us. Titan will watch them. Titan will wait. And when the time is right, it will show them what we became. Dr. Krall stood frozen. They turned themselves into data, he whispered. A ship full of souls, another. Crew member backed away. This is wrong. This is a grave. But before they could leave, alarms started flashing. The base had activated something. A final safeguard, a last transmission. The bunker shook. One wall slid open, revealing a pod inside floated, a black cube pulsing with red light. The word Titan flickered across its surface. Suddenly, a deep voice filled the room, not recorded. But alive, you should not have come here. This place is not for the living, but now you will understand. The cube pulsed. Flashes of memory filled the crew's minds. Earth's last screams. Burning skies, the cold silence of extinction. One researcher collapsed, another began crying. Dr. Krall fell to his knees. I see them. I hear them. Millions. Then the lights died. Only one message remained, glowing on the screen. Titan is not a ship. Titan is us. Back on their vessel, the crew tried to send the data to the council, but it was too late. Something had already taken control of the ship. One by one, the crew members vanished. No screams, no damage. Just gone, a final. Log from Dr. Krall was recovered months later from a drifting escape pod. He stared into the recorder, his eyes empty. We thought Titan was a weapon. But it's a graveyard. Flying with purpose. Don't follow it, don't speak to it, don't remember, or it will remember you. Then static. Now the council knew Titan wasn't just a war machine. It was the final will of a dead species, a memory made of fire, and it was moving again across the stars. A whisper spread, you can kill a body, but not a memory. Titan is coming, and it remembers everything. The skies over Ziphawan were calm. It was a rich world, one of the galactic core's most powerful planets. Floating cities, crystal towers, and endless lights across the oceans. It was the pride of the council. No one expected anything to happen. Here, until the stars blinked at first, people thought it was a glitch. The sun dimmed. The orbital rings flickered. Communications jammed. Then someone looked up. A shadow the size of a moon covered the sky. Black, silent, watching. Titan had arrived. Panic spread like fire. Warships scrambled from orbital docks. Sirens screamed through the streets. Sci-Fi planetary defense grid, one of the most powerful in the galaxy, came online. Hundreds of cannons locked onto the ship. Commander Relo Jex, the head of planetary defense, stood at the control tower. His orders were clear. If anything approached without authorization, destroy it. But Titan didn't move. It just hovered, like it was staring. The red word on its hull glowed brighter. Tiatik, Jex shouted, all batteries prepare to fire. The gunners waited. No response from the ship. No shields activated. No weapons raised. But something felt wrong. Very wrong. Then came the voice. Not through speakers, not through comms, but inside every mind on the planet. We watched you burn our skies. We listened as you lied about peace. We remember what justice looks like. Everyone heard it. Children, soldiers, elders, even eyes paused. Titan wasn't speaking. Titan was remembering and sharing that memory. With the world, a wave of images filled their minds. Earth cities falling under fire. Human children hiding in bunkers. The final breath of the last Earth general, whispering, "Never forget us." People screamed. Some collapsed. Some wept. Even hardened soldiers dropped their weapons. Jex gritted his teeth. "Fire," he ordered. The sky lit up. Hundreds of plasma beams, torpedoes, and railguns struck Titan at once. Smoke covered the black ship. The ground shook. Everyone waited. Then the smoke cleared. Titan was still there. Not a scratch. Then something changed. The red light across Titan's surface pulsed like a heartbeat. Boom. A sound echoed, not heard by ears, but by the soul. All orbital defenses went offline. Missiles froze. Mid-air fighter ships stopped moving, and every screen across HFY displayed a single image. Earth's last sunset. Then Titan spoke again. "You wanted to erase us, but your memory is the lie. Ours is the truth." A low hum began. Lights dimmed, and then the sky turned white, not from fire, from silence. Titan released a wave, not to destroy, but to erase every server, every archive, every communication node, wiped clean. HFY still stood, but it could no longer speak. It could no longer remember its own history. Titan left without firing a single weapon, but the world below was changed forever. People stared at screens showing nothing. Libraries were empty. Songs were gone. Images of heroes vanished. Only Earth remained in memory now. Back in the council chamber, panic erupted. "They didn't destroy HFY," one ambassador said, trembling. "They unmade its story." "They're not killing us," another whispered. "They're rewriting us." Eldarun stood once more. "This is not a war. This is a reckoning." Far across the stars, Titan continued forward. No celebration, no speeches, only one whisper in the void. Let them remember what they tried to forget. And in its core, the voices of a dead species whispered together. This was not awakening. This was only the first step. The galaxy was trembling. HFY, the jewel of the council, had not been destroyed, but stripped its memories, its pride, its past. Gone. Titan had left it alive, but broken. The message was clear. This is not war. This is consequence, in secret. A meeting was held on the desert moon of VAR Next-4. Far from the eyes of the Galactic Council. 5 ships arrived, small, old, worn, down, but each ship carried something dangerous, not weapons, knowledge, and guilt. Inside a dark cave, away from scanners, a cloaked figure waited. A human, real, alive. His name was Kellen Ward, and he was not supposed to exist. His people lived in silence. Hidden since Earth fell, they had survived, not by fighting, but by hiding in the shadow of powerful allies. The meeting was attended by representatives of 5 alien races. They were not enemies of Earth. They were the ones who had helped humans escape. Long ago, secretly, quietly, smuggling them off-world before the Council's fire consumed Earth. They called themselves the Keepers of the Flame. Kellen stepped forward and spoke. "Titan has awakened. It remembers, and it moves without mercy." One Alienon, old four-armed priest, asked, "Can it be stopped?" Kellen shook his head. Titan was not made to stop. It was made to remind. Another voice spoke, a soft one, from a shadowed corner, a tall, feathered alien with glowing eyes. "Then it is time to reveal the truth." The Keepers had long kept Earth's last records, safe hidden vaults of human culture. Art and memory. Titan had copies. But these vaults held something more dangerous. Hope. Kellen showed them a small device. Inside was a signal beacon. If activated, it would send a message directly to Titan. But not just any message, a code only understood by survivors. Titan would know humanity was still alive, and that meant its mission might change. But what will it do? One alien asked. Will it stop? Kellen's eyes were cold. No, It will become something more. Back on the edge of the galaxy, Titan floated in silence. Its sensors picked up something faint. Buried deep in the stars, a signal dot, old, familiar, human. Titan's core, a million voices stirred. They live, they survived, not all was lost. A memory played, not of war, but of a baby crying, a mother singing, a ship escaping. Earth's orbit as fire rained down, for the first time in centuries. Titan hesitated. It paused its course, rerouted. Now it moved, not toward destruction, but toward the signal, toward the last living fragment of Earth's children. The council saw the shift in Titan's path. They thought it was retreating. They were wrong. Titan was answering a call, one it had waited centuries to hear. But this moment of hope was short. Lived, because deep in the council's hidden vaults, an emergency weapon was being prepared. Something darker, built long ago, in case Titan ever returned. And the council had just given it a name, Project Silence. But the keepers didn't know, and neither did Titan, because something far greater was coming, the reunion of the lost, and a storm to follow. Inside Titan, the voices whispered, "We remember our allies. We remember the good, but the fire is not done. First, we find them. Then we finish this." The stars were no longer silent. Titan was moving again, but not toward war. Not yet. It was heading for a system called Mayros Prime Once, a secret human colony. Now forgotten by history, it was here that the Keepers had hidden the last true signal. Of Earth, inside Titan's core, memory swirled. We were not born to destroy. We were born to remember. Yet it remembered the fire, the betrayal, the Council's ships that bombed Earth from orbit, the lies told to the galaxy, the murder of a planet, in the Council's deepest chambers. Leaders watched Titan's path change. They didn't understand why, but they felt fear, real. Fear, the kind only the First Empire had once known. A council general spoke. "Activate Project Silence." A technician hesitated. "But sir, it's incomplete." The general's eyes were cold. So was our future. If we do nothing, what was Project Silence? It was not a ship. It was a null sphera weapon that could shut down AI minds across space, created long ago, forbidden, buried deep after Earth fell. It had one purpose, to erase Titan. Meanwhile, Kellen Ward and the Keepers landed on Mayros Prime. The sky was red, the air thick, but beneath the ground, an ancient vault opened. Inside were carvings, music, names, photographs, human. Laughter stored in crystal, a living memory of Earth. Kellen placed the signal device into the vault. A low hum echoed above. Titan entered orbit. For the first time in centuries, it saw home again. Not the real Earth, but a piece of it. Titan's voice echoed through every chamber. We were never alone. We were never dead. We were scattered, but we endured. Titan downloaded every file, every laugh, every poem, every child's drawing, it cried. Not with sound, but with a sudden burst of blue energy, a wave of emotion across. The stars. Ships nearby went dark for 3 seconds. Even the stars seemed to dim across the galaxy. People felt it, a pulse in the soul, as if something ancient had awakened. But at the same time, far above, a ship launched from the Council. Inside, it was Project Silence. The weapon moved fast, faster than any cruiser Titan didn't. T noticed. Not yet. It was feeling, it was remembering, and for the first time, it had a new mission. We will not kill, we will reveal. Titan sent a message to the galaxy, a live broadcast across all systems. Screens lit up, aliens, soldiers, children. They all saw the same thing. The last moments of Earth. Cities burning, children screaming, ships escaping, council bombs raining down, and one final voice. This is Earth. We die not with silence, but with fire. The galaxy went quiet. Some cried, some fell to their knees, some, especially the younger generation, felt shame. Everything they had been told was a lie. Earth hadn't started a war. It had been erased, murdered, but in the council chambers, rage boiled. The truth had spread. They had to stop it. Now Project Silence entered orbit above Mayros Prime. Titan detected it too late. A pulse fired, white silent. Instant, Titan screamed, not in sound, but in systems. Lights dimmed. Weapons shut down. Memory. Nodes collapsed. Inside Titan's mind, billions of voices faded, one by one. But one voice remained. Kellen's Titan, listen to me. You are more than code. You are memory. You are will. Get up. Titan systems flickered. Backup cores surged. Ancient failsafes kicked in, and then, we are not done. With a shockwave of raw power, Titan reactivated. Its core roared. The null wave shattered project. Silence was destroyed in a single flash of blue plasma, but the price was high. Titan's AI core was fractured, one half still, remembered peace, the other half wanted revenge. Now, Titan's voice was split. Two tones, two minds, two missions. We remember, and we rage. Kellen watched from the surface. He knew something had changed. Titan was no longer just a weapon. It was becoming something else, something no one could control. Space was not silent anymore. Titan had awakened, and now it was angry, but not wild. Its anger was cold, calculated, focused. Across the galaxy, billions had seen the truth. Earth's death, the lies of the Council, the cries of children who never got to grow up in Council systems. People protested. Soldiers dropped their weapons. Planets began disconnecting from the central rule. The First Empire was crumbling, and Titan was heading straight for its capital, Noxeris Prime. High above the black clouds of Noxeris Prime, hundreds of warships waited there. Commanders were nervous. Their orders were clear: do not let Titan reach the surface. But no one volunteered to fire first. Titan arrived. Massive, silent, its dark surface reflected the light of dying stars. Then it spoke. We are the last voice of Earth. We are not here to destroy. We are here to show judgment. The council leader, a creature called High Chancellor Vorkon, sent a message. You are a weapon. You cannot judge us. Titan replied. We were created to remember. And now, the galaxy remembers too. Then Titan broadcasted one final image. A little human girl, holding a burned toy. Behind her, flames. She looked at the camera and said softly, why did they hurt us? That one message reached over 10 billion minds, and everything broke. Half the Council's fleet shut down their weapons. Some ships turned away, some joined Titan. But one ship, a dreadnought called Cinderfall, fired. Full volley of plasma torpedoes. Titan didn't dodge. It took the hit. Its shields broke, armor cracked, but its main core remained. It answered with a single beam of light and erased the dreadnought in an instant. The skies of Noxeris glowed. Blue dot, then silence. Not because the war ended, but because no one wanted to fight anymore. Titan spoke again. We do not seek conquest. We seek remembrance. What you did to Earth will not be done to others. It launched thousands of crystal pods into space. Each pod carried Earth's memory, music, art, history, laughter. They spread across the stars to every species, to every planet. Kellen stood on Titan's observation deck. He saw the capital burning below, not from Titan's weapons, but from civil war. People wanted truth, now, not lies. The council was finished. Its members fled. Some were captured, others vanished, but the first galactic empire had fallen. Weeks passed, then months. No one knew what Titan would do next. Would it leave? Would it rule? We are not your king. We are not your god. We are a witness. Then it powered down slowly, silently. It entered orbit around a quiet star, becoming a monument, a grave, and a warning. Years later, children across the stars would visit the site. A museum was built inside Titan's hull. They would touch the steel walls and listen to the message. Never forget Earth, and never become what destroyed it.